Okay, I got a crescent wrench and I got 11/16. And yeah, things are going to get messy. So I'll get the residual out of there and get that wiped up. Feels like it's got a lot of spring pressure there, but apparently it don't. It's not machined right, maybe. I don't know, but I do know it needs replaced. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up. Some might say it's totally unnecessary, and it's possible, but we want these hydraulic systems clean. So, a little prevention here. There we go. We got that taken care of. Well, next off to the John Deere dealer to get the new part. See if we can maybe get it under warranty. Well, we're back with the part we need for Ken's 120R loader for his 1 Series John Deere. It's a 1025R in case you hadn't seen the first videos. So we'll get that part slapped on there today. And then we got a couple other things that we need to do to the tractor. And so we'll get on those. Thanks for joining. Quite a bit of oil buildup in the bag that I put on here to protect this with. Well, I took the other part with me, the original part with me to replace. So let's get this off of here. Actually, I'm not going to put anything in my pockets. I might have grease or water on it. That's quite a bit. So as you can see, new part. That's the part number for this Pioneer fitting. Hope you can see it. And it's simple exchange. If you look though, you can see the O-ring. You always want to look and make sure the O-ring is there for one, and for two, you want to make sure that it's not torn up and that it's in good condition, because that's another leak point. And there's a lot of pressure right here. So I've got a 3/4 inch wrench this time. I know when I took them off, I had a crescent wrench on it. I hope that's the right part in that lockdown. It seemed like metal on metal before I really crushed the O-ring down. Guess there's only one way to find out, huh? But she's good and tight on there. So we got Ken's loader fixed, and now we're gonna finish up the tractor by taking care of the fuel filters on it. One fuel filter is underneath the tractor, which could prove difficult to get to, and I might get wet or covered in diesel fuel, I don't know. And then the other filter is this one here on the side of the engine, and that should prove to be fairly simple to do. So come on along, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I already broke this loose, and wasn't terribly tight. Maybe I didn't break it loose enough. There we go. Got a lot of dirt and dust coming around the top here. That won't affect anything. That's just going up these threads. We'll make sure everything's good and clean before we put it back together, though. And here comes the diesel fuel. Hopefully everything goes into my pan down below. There we go. There we go. There we go. Somebody forgot towels. Any guess who that is? Yep. It was me. That filter doesn't look too bad. Okay, I just so happen to have a couple towels wadded up behind me. We'll get all this stuff cleaned up. Go over the parts we got here. So it looks like we got a little bit of dirt, sediment in the bottom, but not hardly anything really to speak of. I'll spray that out real quick. Here's the little O-ring that should float if there's water. It signifies that you have water in your fuel, and you need to take this cup back off, and then of course drain the water out and refill it again. It's got a spring in it to hold pressure on the fuel filter. So the spring goes down in the bottom, and it sits there and it pushes up on the filter to keep the filter from falling away from the housing there. I just got this O-ring off the top. Just going to wipe it, look for any cracks or breaks in it, and it looks good. Looks perfect. All right. Okay, I'd say that's pretty good shape to be put back together. And here we got the outer ring, the threaded ring. I'll just make sure we got this dirt free. One thing about working on tractors, they're about always going to be dirty, and you know, you still want to maintain a clean working environment while you're repairing them if you at all can. Okay, there's the new fuel filter. So that spring is going to push against the bottom of that cup, and that's going to force the fuel filter to stay pushed up against the housing there, so that fuel doesn't, you know, leak past, that it always gets filtered. Oops, I forgot one important part, didn't I? Alright, let's give her just a little twist with the channel locks. There we go. We turn the fuel back on. We'll turn the key on. We'll let it fill that back up. As you can see, the fuel's coming through here. We'll leave that go. We'll make sure we don't have a leak around there at all, which we don't. Now we'll turn the key back off. Okay, that's one filter taken care of. Now on to the most difficult one. Under the left floorboard is where the fuel filter is that we need to change next. And because John Deere didn't put a like a fuel shutoff coming from the fuel tank on this model, what we're going to have to do is crimp off the hose to keep from having a huge mess. In order to do that, I'm going to use needle nose channel locks, but to protect the hoses, I've got these pieces of gas line here, and I've cut that off, and I'm going to just go ahead and put that right over top of each one of these, and that'll keep those serrated edges from damaging the fuel line. Okay, here we are under the left running board on the tractor. I've had to do a little extra work here. Everybody's favorite tractor brand had these clip points facing up into the return line, and it had probably just been a matter of time until there was a hole rubbed in it and he had a leak. So attention to detail is super important, especially around a fuel system. I'm going to crimp this line off right here so that I can stop the fuel flow mostly, and it'll give me an opportunity to work. So before I clamp the channel locks on, I'm going to go ahead and remove this fastener that's holding both lines up to give myself a little bit of slack. I think that was a 13. Let me look. 13 millimeter. Yep, 13 millimeter. And I'd already loosened it up, so it won't take much to get it to come loose. Alright, that should be good. Okay, with that done, that fastener out of there, it's going to be a whole lot easier to work on and to direct any extra fuel, spilled fuel, into the oil catch. Pretty safe to take these and just back them off. I'll take this one a long ways up out of the way. And this one won't be quite so easy. There, we'll just twist it with sheer finger strength. Up out of the way. Okay, so with both of those out of the way, there's no way I'm fast enough to stop the flow. So I am going to go ahead and block this off now. All right, let's hope. All right, so that's that. Let's hope we're beyond the end of the filter. I'm gonna go grab the filter and see, and some gloves and some safety glasses. Okay, so good heavens, that runs right up to about there, it looks like. Okay, well. We're going to lose a little bit of fuel, we know that. I think we're going to need something wider. Okay, let's see what we got here. There, how about that? Let me go shut off the, well actually I guess I can't shut off the fuel up front. So, now that we've got that mostly blocked off back there, we'll go ahead and we'll open these back up. Oh crap. Oh well. Oh man. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do our best to remove this part. And we'll get them both hooked up again. Boy, that doggone thing is tight. Okay, so let's go ahead and put them together. I'm going to have to unhook this and then go ahead and slide that up just like that. Coming from the tank going to the engine, you can see there's an arrow on here that shows the flow direction. So shower and diesel fuel. Just like some of my finer days in trucking. Oops. So let's see how these are going to line up now once we put it up in there. Okay, that's down to the bottom, not touching the return line. Perfect. That's how we want it. Okay. Let's wipe up our mess so we can see if we actually ever did have a leak. I don't think we will. Yep. Smells like truck driving around here to me. At least on the days when things go wrong. Fortunately, that is not today. We're doing stuff in the garage. It's a snowy day outside. Let's just give this a quick ugga-dugga here. Okay, good as new. Okay, we got her all buttoned up. Time to fire it up. Want my gloves? Want my gloves? Safety. Safety first. Okay. Okay, over on this side,
we'll just unplug these caps, and we will put the proper lines where they go according to color. Okay, now we go ahead and just plug these back in. Okay, time to put the loader back on. Project went pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how things went along. Now there will be another video eventually of us changing the hydraulic fluid, so look for that to come. Please like, subscribe, and share, and leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.